What's next for downtown Robbinsdale? In many ways, the city has a downtown others might envy. A destination restaurant, a brewery, longtime businesses, and locally owned boutiques. But the city is eyeing some properties to the north and west that could have redevelopment potential to add to the mix. At a recent city council goals session, the city talked about the next steps for potential downtown redevelopment. There are several government-owned properties in that area, like several parking lots, the Northside Oriental Market Building, and the Hubbard Marketplace. The future light rail line could impact this area, but the members of the Economic Development Authority voiced their opinions for further discussion on development options for the area that could come to fruition before the light rail comes in. Tap rooms hope there's positive developments on COVID-19. It's an industry hit hard by the pandemic. Small craft brewers and tap rooms are struggling to get by as they continue to try to adjust to a new normal. A 50% capacity limit remains on customers at tap rooms. We've also seen a disappearance of happy hours and business meetings, something craft brewers have relied on. Today, we dive deeper into how local tap rooms are doing. Here's Corey Bork.
We're happy to still be here, extremely happy to still be here, yep.
Fresh off a 2-year anniversary celebration, Under Pressure Brewing has come under pressure from something few could have ever imagined.
The first shutdown, complete surprise. We thought the world would shut down like that. But at least we were moving into warmer temperatures. We could be outside, could be on the patio, so that wasn't as bad. This shutdown was absolutely awful.
The pandemic dealt Lori Ertl's Golden Valley business a 1-2 punch with COVID-19 business restrictions, first last spring, then last fall. The cold winter weather hasn't helped either, causing a significant dip in sales.
But this fall has been awful. This fall is probably 60, 70, some months 80% or even more.
What is usually a fun atmosphere that's fitting of the brewery's medieval theme, Ertl has had to rely on takeout sales and a small but loyal customer base.
To keep coming back, supporting us wonderfully. We can't thank the community more for helping us through these situations. I mean, this is just, it's been awful, and they've been here rallying us and supporting us.
Under Pressure doesn't supply to liquor stores or restaurants and relies solely on in-house sales.
We wanted to be community oriented. We wanted people to come in and gather with family and friends and put down their cell phones and play games and talk.
It's hard. It's been difficult.
Meanwhile, at Blue Wolf Brewing in Brooklyn Park,
roller coaster is definitely one way of describing it, between the ups and downs.
Owner Mike Campbell,
this is our labeling and canning. We had to create kind of this whole space.
Completely altered his business plan.
We were a taproom only operation for almost 3 years now. Due to COVID, we started doing more with crowlers.
Campbell obtained a wholesale license so his business could distribute crowlers in 16-ounce cans to liquor stores.
We have gone from the tap room where you can come in, sit down, order a pint, to a production brewery wholesale operation that just now happens to have a tap room.
He hopes the change will help his business weather the COVID storm.
What we're using it for right now is more like advertising. It gets our name in front of people that maybe have never seen us before.
Campbell didn't reopen his tap room until last week to account for the change.
No Coast, Pale Ale.
His customers are glad he's back.
I want him to be a success. He's a good businessman. He thinks about the customer. He's gone out of his way to make sure it's a safe bar to come to. So.
Back at Under Pressure, Ertl says she's trying to do things a little usual in unusual circumstances.
I just feel like it's just truly wonderful that we're still here, hopefully next year also and the following years after that. We're just keep trying to make it and be here.
In Golden Valley, Corey Bork, CCX News.
Roses are one of the longtime traditions of Valentine's Day. But if you want them to last more than a few days, it's going to require some work. We sent Delane Cleveland out to one of the largest flower providers in the upper Midwest to learn a few tricks of the trade.
Hi, I'm Delane Cleveland at Len Bush Roses in Plymouth. For Valentine's Day, millions of people are going to be getting roses. I talked to one of the experts here for some tips on how to take care of them.
Flowers will brighten our days. They will help to lift our spirits, especially during the winter months when things are a little bit dull and less sunshine.
Valentine's Day is like the Super Bowl for those in the flower business. And at Len Bush Roses in Plymouth, they're shipping out a little more than 1 million roses to retailers this season.
We're actually seeing a huge demand right now for flowers.
Demand is one thing, but caring for them and getting them to last is another matter altogether.
So if you're picking it up and doing it yourself at home, I'm going to give you some quick little tips.
That's where Georgia Edgington can help.
So first of all, cut off all of your packaging, and that's really important, of course.
She is Len Bush Roses' lead floral designer, and she says to keep your flowers happy, it all starts with a small packet of flower food.
So it'll tell you that this whole packet needs to go in typically about a quart of water, and I'm using a vase that I picked up from the dollar store.
After adding the flower food, the next step is to remove the foliage that's going into the water.
We don't want foliage in the water because that creates a bacteria. So we want to keep that out of the way.
After all the foliage is removed, she suggests using a pruner or a pair of kitchen scissors to cut the stems of the flowers.
So give those roses a cut on an angle, because what it does is that allows more surface to take up the nutrients from the preservative that we put in the water. It also allows it to stand up in the vase so it's not flush against the bottom of the vase, cutting off its supply of trying to suck some of that nutrients in the water up.
Next, all you have to do is tuck them in the vase, let them fall naturally, do a little bit of fluffing, and you have a perfect Valentine's Day bouquet.
If you follow that, and if they were nice fresh roses, they really should be lasting a good week at least.
Valentine's Day may just last a single day, but with the proper care, the beauty of roses can brighten the gloomiest of days well beyond February 14th.
They just evoke happiness within us, and we all need that right now.